Gene Fiscal.
And I'm Roger Devitt.
And welcome to At the Seminars with Fiscal and Devitt.
Today, Gene, we're going to take a look at 3 comic book superhero films.
And we'll also learn about some new requirements for audits related to audit evidence and accounting estimates. So why don't you introduce our first film, Roger?
I'd love to. In this clip, we'll take a deep dive into audit evidence with that wondrous Waterman.
Where are you off to in such a hurry?
I have to get to school.
Aren't you a little old for that?
No, I need to learn about the new requirements for audit evidence. I feel like I'm drowning in all these new audit standards.
Don't worry, I'll help you keep your head below water. First, you need to remember that having enough audit evidence or not is a matter of professional judgment.
Seriously? Something as important as the audit opinion, which is supposed to be based on evidence, is actually based on my gut feeling? That seems a little fishy to me.
Maybe so, but it is official.
Come on, I'm not that gullible. Gullible. There has to be some kind of formula to document this.
I'm afraid not, Waterman. But there are attributes you can look at to make your judgment call, and those will be what you want to document.
Attributes? Like what?
First off, your evidence has to be relevant. Your evidence has to relate to what you're testing.
I see what you mean. To collect evidence that is not relevant would not be efficient. But I suppose it would have to be reliable as well.
That's it. Now you have to see if your evidence confirms or contradicts what you're trying to prove.
That's a good point. I hate it when I'm swimming along and I find myself going against the current.
But that's a good thing. Contradictory information provides evidence as well. It lets you know that you may be fishing in the wrong waters.
How detailed and precise will I need to be?
Once again, that's up to you.
I had a sinking feeling you were going to say that. Anything else?
Of course, you'll want to make sure your evidence is accurate and complete.
Well, thanks for keeping me current. There's my school. Gotta go.
So, Gene, what'd you think?
Pretty good, Roger. I give it a thumbs up.
Me too. I love seahorses.
And they made some good points.
I agree, Gene, but it seems to me that auditors should have been considering those items all along.
True, Roger, but I suppose we all get swept out with the tide at times.
That's a good one, Gene.
But seriously, Roger, I think the key is going to be better documentation of the assessment.
And I suppose if you need any more guidance, you could always surf the net.
Oh, good one, Roger.
So, Gene, what's our next film?
Well, Roger, in this clip, we'll take a look at the dark side of auditing as we explore auditor biases when we meet up with that dark and mysterious superhero, Ratman.
Feline woman, I'm glad you're here.
Who are you?
I'm Ratman. I need your help getting this audit under control.
That's perfectly okay with me.
But we need to get this done quickly. I'm starving.
I understand. Being hungry can mess up your thought processes. You can't have distractions like that when you have important work to do.
Cheese would be nice. I could go for some gorgonzola right about now.
Meow. Will you stay focused? The puzzler is trying to confuse auditors with their own biases.
You're right. He may be getting into my head to confuse the situation.
But Ratman, auditors have biases all the time. They don't need the puzzler to confuse them.
Don't be silly. Auditors are always rational and objective.
Are you kidding me? Can you really concentrate without that first cup of coffee in the morning? Or like now when you're hungry?
Gorgonzola.
Ratman!
Oh yeah, right. Those biases, conscious or even unconscious, could affect my professional skepticism or my professional judgment.
And those biases could affect the design or performance of your procedures or the evaluation of your evidence.
Holy preconceived inclination. You're right.
We should start with the simple things first.
We can't do that.
Why not?
That would be a form of availability bias. Just because evidence is easy to get doesn't mean it's the best.
Rats!
What?
Oh, nothing. What about confirmation bias? You know, we all tend to believe what we already believe.
Absolutely. Then there's always anchoring bias. Holding onto something to support something else. Say, I could use the rat computer to speed up the process.
That's not a bad idea, but don't let that lead to automation bias.
Speaking of automation bias, that contraption over there looks interesting and smells glorious.
Ratman, look out! It's a trap!
Don't worry, I've got this.
And there we have it. Overconfidence bias.
Gorgonzola.
I didn't think too much of that one. What about you, Roger?
I have to agree. They could have been a little more specific. Thumbs down. Anyway, as auditors, I guess we have to always remember that we're still human.
I must agree, Roger. So, what's our last film?
In this clip, we'll take a look at a strange area of auditing, accounting estimates. Let's see how this should be addressed in a film with that strange superhero, Dr. Weird.
Dr. Weird, for an all-knowing sorcerer, you should know we've got to focus on these accounting estimates.
Can't you just conjure up a spell and take care of it? Look, Wanda, I'm busy creating a portal.
No, it's vital we actually obtain sufficient evidence to conclude that the accounting estimates and related disclosures are reasonable.
Within the context of the framework, yes, I get it. You don't need to fly off the handle. How is that different from any other item in the financial statements?
This isn't magic. Don't you understand the risk for peer review? You're now required to assess both the inherent and control risk for accounting estimates.
Do you really think I, Dr. Weird, am afraid of peer reviews? Seriously?
You can't hex your way out of this. Accounting estimates are subject to material misstatements due to a number of factors: estimation uncertainty, complexity, and subjectivity.
Yes. Also the inherent factors and the interrelationships of those factors. What I really need to do is get this portal open.
But there are so many things for you to consider. The degree of uncertainty, the degree the estimations are affected by the factors, the selection of the method, assumptions, and data.
Do you really think I don't already know that? They have complicated this so much that I can't tell which is which. If you can help me open the right portal, I can make sure these estimates are materially correct.
This might do the trick.
That's it. You've opened the portal. Now you'll see. Wait a minute. This can't be right. Wanda!
I'll bewitch you in a minute, Dr. Know-It-All.
I said portal, Wanda.
Wow, absolutely the best superhero ever. Thumbs up.
What? Thumbs down.
What's wrong?
What's wrong? They didn't say anything about management's point estimate.
Well, aren't you super cool with your buzzword, point estimate?
And what about the related disclosures?
You know, Jane, if anyone around here is weird, it's you.
Okay, what summarize this week? And you know,
This seems like it's forever. 20